Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining me today, day 9 of the Corona Way Yoga Challenge. And today we're going to focus on a pose called Grasshopper. So in this Grasshopper pose requires a lot of hip opening, a lot of spinal mobility, a lot of twisting. So let's get right into it. Meet me down on your back on your yoga mat. Take your time to settle in. Walking your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Keep your legs bent and start to windshield wiper the knees from right to left. We'll do this 5 to 6 times to each side. Really loosening up the hips and the lower lumbar spine. And notice your breath. Allow your breath to deepen and slow down. Allow your body to move slowly enough so that you can feel the massage provided by the floor on your low back. If you're outside, feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Allow any tension to leave the body as you scoop your knees up into the chest and release the weight of the legs into the fingertips. Take a big circle, bringing your knees out, down, and in. And then go the opposite way. Inhaling, legs go down, out, and back in. Bring your feet down to the floor now and take your right leg up high. Flex the ankle. Imagine your heel is a marker tracing circles on the ceiling. Very small, controlled little circles. Let's do 5 to 10 in each direction. Depending on if you have any pain or issues with your hips, you can make your own choice intuitively here as to how much of this movement you feel will benefit you. Make sure you go equal distance or equal reps each direction before switching sides. We'll do the same thing, about 5 to 10 circles going counterclockwise and about 5 to 10 circles going clockwise on the left leg. Really reaching through the heel, controlling the size of the circles, keeping it small. All the while breathing, connecting with the earth, grounding down. Tuck your knees into the chest and give a tight squeeze. When you're ready, we'll bring our arms wide and do a T, palms down, lift the hips. Scoot the hips over to the left edge of your mat, 4 to 6 inches. And then scoop the knees into the chest and over to the right side for a nice spinal twist. As you lie here, allow your low back to soften. Our goal is to get the left shoulder and the right knee down flat, but if they're floating, if they're hovering, that's okay. You can bring a block in between your knees or under the right knee if this is pushing your spine just a little bit too far. And take your time here. Press your palms into the floor. Let's come back to center. Bring the feet down, lift the hips, reset the spine. Lower down, adjust your feet, and let's go the other way. Lifting up, bringing our hips over to the right edge of our mat before scooping the knees in and over to the left. We call this our spinal twist or our supine twist. You can always take this deeper by turning the chin to look opposite direction of the knees. And just relax, melt, soften, whatever word best resonates with you. Once again, option to place a block in between the knees or under the left knee for support here. Whatever feels best to you, just allow yourself to soften. And let's come back to center, pressing down and lowering the feet to the floor, readjusting our hips. Take your right leg, lift it up, turn it out, and cross it over your lower left thigh for a reclined pigeon stretch. Flex your right ankle to support the knee and try to maintain the natural curve in your low back As you lift your left knee and grip the back of the thigh, the right arm threads in between thighs. You can roll out your left ankle. Try hard to keep the back of the neck long and the shoulders grounded down. They tend to want to lift here. And just breathe as we open up our right hip. Take your right leg high and with the straight leg lower down with control before sliding it back into place. And switch sides, reclined pigeon on the left. Left leg turns out, flex the ankle. Feel the natural curve in your low back, and if you're ready, scoop your right knee up and grip the back of the thigh. Allowing that left hip to open and the low back to soften. Just breathe here. Allow your body to receive the benefits of the stretch. Inhaling and exhaling consistently throughout our practice today. Try not to hold your breath if you can help it. And typical rule of thumb is about 5 to 10 breaths if you're moving through a little quicker, and 15 to 20 breaths if you really want to have a nice deep stretch there. Let's start to rock ourselves forward and backwards and come all the way up to a forward fold, standing at the top of your mat. Play around, shift forward and backwards, shift side to side. You can pedal through your knees, maybe lifting up with a long spine. And then folding deeper down, shaking your head no, maybe shaking your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, long spine. Exhale, step back into plank. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog, open heart, long spine. Exhale, pass through plank before returning to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog, open heart. Pass through plank before exhaling to downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, pass through plank, and then find your downward facing dog. Take your time to stretch your calf muscles and your hamstrings. Make sure that you feel stable as you lift your right leg up to three-legged dog. Step your right foot between your hands and swivel 90 degrees to the left and find a half squat. You can transition from your left half squat, your Skadasana. And the purpose of this is to really externally rotate those legs, opening up the groin and inner thighs. Let's come back to the top of our mat now. Inhale. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, kick the right leg back, lean forward. Exhale, lower halfway down, and then step the tops of the feet to press into the mat. On your next exhale, shift back to downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, left knee to nose before stepping between the hands. Swivel 90 degrees to the right, squat down on your left leg, half squat. You can transition sides. You can use your hands or not use your hands. It really depends on how strong you feel in this position, how comfortable your hips, your knees, and your feet are. Notice that the extended legs' toes are pointing towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, tap that left knee to nose again. Inhale, kick it back, lean forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can wiggle in your hips. Take your time here. Lengthen through the spine. Spread your sit bones. Let's come all the way down onto our knees now. Coming into several stretching postures. So find yourself in a sitting position, and let's start with our double pigeon pose. So take your right leg and cross it over your left, and try to overlap your knees and your ankles so that there is this perfect triangle space in between your legs. Take your right arm and press it down into the knee as your left arm reaches back behind your body. And take a few deep breaths, just feeling that line of energy inspiring the knee down. Inhale, arms come up and out to the side when you're ready. Leaning forward with a long spine. You should really feel this in those hips. This should be a big, big stretch. If you feel comfortable to bring your hands forward, you can try to lower your elbows down. Maybe flexing the ankles so that the tops of the feet and big toes hook the outer arms. You can really feel the connection, the seal of energy here as you open up your low back, your hips, just allowing your body to soften and prepare for our peak posture, Grasshopper. Once again, you can hold this for 5 to 10 breaths if you're passing through quickly, if you feel pretty mobile. However, if you want to take a deep stretch, I recommend 15 to 20 deep breaths. Let's gently twist over to the left, bringing our arm cross-body towards the sole of that right foot. And that's just a gentle spinal twist, kind of prepping us for a little bit of the motion that we're going to feel in our Grasshopper. Shake it out, loosen the hips, loosen the arms, and then switch sides. We'll take the left leg on top, the right leg on bottom in our double pigeon. Take your left hand and place it on your thigh, right hand back behind the right hip, and push the left knee down and away. Lengthen the spine, press the hip open. Feel the leverage that you're creating in your own body. You can roll out your neck here if that feels good, or simply find stillness. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, fold over the shins, arms wide. Take your time to lengthen through the spine, to soften in the hips, keeping both sit bones down on the floor. If you feel comfortable, you can trace your fingers forward out in front of the body. Maybe bringing the forearms down to the floor if that feels okay. And notice that you may have a good side, quote unquote, or a bad side, quote unquote, but that's okay. We all have natural imbalances in our body. Our goal is to, of course, eliminate as much imbalance as possible, but Rome wasn't built in a day. It's a process. Once again, take this spinal twist on the opposite side, twisting your left arm over to the outer edge of your left foot. And just feel this connection with the sole of the foot to the back of the arm. Let's open our legs out once again. You can wiggle, you can shake, loosey-goosey moment. Very nice. Now let's come into a spinal twist, crisscrossing our legs, bringing our right leg over our left. With your right leg crossed over your left leg, try to get the right big toe flat on the floor, as well as both sit bones down flat on the floor. When you're ready, we can reach our right hand back behind the hip. Really sit tall. And as you inhale, you can reach this left arm up, extending through the spine. As you exhale, twist, cross body. Option to take that left arm into a Yani Mudra. This is where we press our pointer finger and our thumb to touch with our other 3 fingers extended. Mudra in yoga means seal. So this is a seal of energy here at the end of the hand. Lengthen up through the spine and twist from your belly button. Let's take a moment to inhale up tall. Make any adjustments that you need. And as you exhale, hinge forward, leaning over the thighs. Now you may not need to lean very far forward at all in order to feel a very deep stretch here. In yin yoga, we call this stretch shoelace. It is very effective and very deep. Take your time. Let's come out of this with a straddle and switch sides, taking our left leg on top now, right leg on bottom. Once again, the left leg as it crosses over the right. Try to situate so that your big toe can press down. And once again, you might notice that one side was easy and one side is hard. And that's okay. Just recognize those imbalances and work with them the best that you can. When you're ready, we can take our spine up long, rolling the shoulders down and back. Inhaling up with the arms. Reach your left hand behind the spine and exhale. Cross your right arm across body, maybe bringing your pointer finger and thumb to create a mudra or a seal. As you inhale, lengthen up through your spine. And as you exhale, twist deeper from your belly button. Removing any rigidity from the spine. Come back to center now. Grab the soles of your feet, sit up tall, and lean forward as much as you can. Keep both sit bones down on the ground. Only lean as far forward as you feel comfortable and as you feel safe. Once again, if you're really feeling this, just know that that's normal. Feel free to pause the video and hold longer if you need a little bit more time. And just go through an internal-external rotation to loosen up those hips. All right, you guys, we are ready for our grasshopper pose. Come to standing and take your right foot and crossed over your left leg and then forward fold and reach down towards the ground. You can balance in this single-legged toe stand. Pretty challenging. I myself struggle with these sometimes. Now, cross the right arm over to the left side of the body, both hands reaching to the left 90 degrees. Rest the right sole of the foot just above the elbow. Look forward, lean forward, slowly start to lift the hips and extend the left leg. You can look straight down or over to the side. Try to come back to center gently and slow. We'll stand up tall and switch sides. Don't worry, I'll do this a couple times for you. This is a challenging posture to find. So once again, we'll try this on the opposite side. Or we'll try this on the same side, actually. The right leg crosses. I'll just face the opposite direction for you. Take both of your hands over to the left 90 degrees. Once you've squatted down with your right foot hooked over your left thigh, press the right sole of the foot just above the elbow on the right arm. Lean forward and let that left foot float. Maybe straighten the left leg out to the side. And then returning back to the center nice and slow. Good. Now that was 2 times on the right for me. Personally, my left side has been a bit of a struggle. I had to take a couple of takes. So please just know that if you're really struggling through this, even the yoga teachers have postures that are challenging for them. And it's really, we're good at what we practice. So if you don't practice a posture very often, you can't expect to be really great at it. And this is a posture that I personally don't practice very often. So I had to take a little bit of my own medicine there. So this is my left side. This was like take number 3, I think. And it looks pretty good, but still I could work on holding it longer. So please take photos and videos. I would love to see. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that all of you are staying happy and healthy out there. Please be sure to hashtag CoronaWay Yoga Challenge, and please comment or message me if you have any questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste.